Okay, welcome to another episode of What to Listen For in Music. This is Darren.
And this is Rick.
And we've been exploring Aaron Copland's book, What to Listen For in Music. And as ever, we start with the introduction, and the introduction for this book is written by composer William Schumann, who says that the more you know about the subject of music, the greater will be your joy in listening to it, and that the first prerequisite for listening to music is to pay attention, and to give the music your concentrated effort as an active listener. Mm-hmm. And so what we've been doing is honing our skills and practicing our active listening skills by slowly but surely listening to a single minute of music, up to 2 minutes of music, and now we're up to 3 minutes of music, and hoping that we can find greater enjoyment in paying attention to this music, but also honing the skills of paying attention.
Yeah, and I think paying attention to the actual music is going to be a challenge today, because there's a lot of harmony and beauty to the piece that I selected, and we may be tempted to kind of drift off into Never Never Land, which is comfortable and soothing, and one benefit of listening to music, but for our training purposes, we want to stick with paying attention to the actual music.
Yeah, and sometimes I think whether the more complicated pieces are harder to pay attention to or the more tranquil pieces, because if you sort of fall into that lull, you may not even pay attention to the fact that, it's cold outside or something.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, let's give it a whirl.
Okay.
It's almost like a meditation, in that as soon as I start thinking about the music, I'm no longer listening to the music.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what is that? Am I hearing this? Am I hearing that? And I'm like, oh wait, shut up and listen to the music.
Yeah, and I find myself the same, and especially nowadays with modern music engineering, the way that you can kind of shift sounds in space, and especially if you're listening to headphones, I highly recommend you listen with headphones. It's hard to fully comprehend what you're listening to because you're hearing it on the left and you're hearing it on the right, and you don't know what to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And I found myself honing in on certain sounds, like the harp.
Yeah.
Hearing the harp in the back and how it would sort of drone out at a certain point. I'm no longer hearing the harp, but that means that I'm paying attention to the harp and not to the other instruments.
But you were still paying attention to the music.
Right.
Did you ever like think about tomorrow and think about your girl, your fiance?
Right.
You know, that would be not paying attention to the music.
Right.
But you were paying attention to the sounds, whether or not all of them, but you're still paying. Like I was starting to think about what I'm going to do tomorrow, and oh wait, shucks, no, I need to pay attention. How did you do? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, such is the case with music. It's hard to pay attention, so we're curious to see.
Yeah.
And keep practicing.
All right, till next time.
Stay tuned.